we can define a variable and also define a const variable. So let's do this. We have x equals 1. And what does const mean? Of course, const means that this is constant. So can I change this variable later in the next line, for example? Let's check. And no, we cannot. Assignment to constant variable. This is what the browser says. The runtime throws as an error here. And this is good because the intention here is that this value won't change after initialization. This also means that something like this doesn't make any sense because we are not assigning a value here. And this is also what Visual Studio Code here says. Const declarations must be initialized. Otherwise, they won't have a value and everything is always undefined then. And that doesn't make any sense. I have to assign a initial value here and later I cannot change it. So this is not allowed, of course, or something like this won't be allowed either. Assignment to constant variable also here and here. Unfortunately, Visual Studio Code in my case here at least is not telling me that this cannot be done or this will lead to an error, but you see it in the browser. Okay, so what does that mean if you use something like this? So we are declaring an object literal here. So x will be an object. And what about this? I'm defining a property inside this object and let's set it to hello. Is this allowed or is it throwing an error? We check. This is totally okay. And of course we can also output the value of a here and it should be hello, as we can see here. What does that mean? Const x equals this object literal. What is const here in this case is the reference to this object literal here, or the reference to this object. So what you do inside the object is not const. And also what I cannot do here is of course set it to a new object. So this will still give me an error assignment to constant variable. And the same is also true for an array here. If I do, let's say, push to this array, push hello to the array, and then we output the array, we get this hello inside the array. So push is totally okay here. And also, of course, changing of, let's say, the first element is also okay.